Do you ever play sports or games with that kid who would always find like annoying loopholes in rules and make the game like basically unplayable?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can remember a child calling me for traveling, playing pickup basketball as like a 4th grader.
Yeah.
Which, come on, we're all traveling.
Come on. What if I told you that one of those kids grew up and actually changed hockey because of the shit that he was pulling during games? There's not one, but 3 rules at least that exist because of his tomfoolery. Would you like to hear about it?
Yes, I would.
Great. His name was Roger Nielson. He was really good at finding weird little nooks and crannies that he could take advantage of and bring the game in some cases to a complete screeching halt. Roger realized that despite how many penalties a team took, you could still not have less than 3 players on the ice. Towards the end of games, to protect a lead, he would keep intentionally putting too many men on the ice, so the referees had to keep resetting the game, and then he would just do that every 10 seconds until time ran out, so the opponent had no opportunity to score.
That is a bad loophole.
Isn't it terrible?
To make a rule that actually sets a limit on the referees themselves, saying you can't penalize someone further than down to 3 people, that was ripe for exploitation. I think Roger is in the right.
Because of this, they had to create this rule, Section 9, Rule 74.4. It's really wordy. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically just about deliberate illegal substitution.
I feel like they should put credit on those.
Hat tip to Roger
In small
Nielson.
text, yeah, here's the asshole who made us do this.
Yeah, that would be great if a rule book had under each rule, like, and here's why. The next season, they were like, hey, you can't do that. If you intentionally put too many men on the ice, the other team just gets a penalty shot. And he was like, well, I've got something for penalty shots too. The rules back then never specified that you have to have a goaltender in the goal for a penalty shot.
Yeah.
So what he would do is just substitute in a defenseman for the goaltender. And there was also no rule that said the goaltender had to stay in the goal. So these guys on the other team would line up for a penalty shot, and then the defenseman would just charge at them as fast as possible. And they usually had longer sticks, too, because of their position. So they would steal the puck away from the guys before they could get the penalty shot off. Because of that, they made a whole this is the whole rule right here. Section 4, Rule 24.2, penalty shot procedure. There's a whole thing, but right in the middle it says, only a player designated as a goalkeeper or alternate goalkeeper may defend against the penalty shot, and the goalkeeper must remain in his crease until the player taking the penalty shot has touched the puck. So it's got to be a goalkeeper, and he's got to stay put because of Roger Nielson. It's a very like Mighty Ducks move, I think, to just like put another guy in and have him just charge. I just picture like Keenan Thompson just charging at someone on the ice. Isn't that supposed to?
This dude saved hockey.
Right?
Hockey had some bullshit rules.
In a way, he kind of saved hockey by being the villain.
Someone had to push hockey to its limit. This is like the shot clock in basketball. Mm-hmm. There didn't used to be a shot clock, and so some assholes were like, wait, I have a 2-point lead. I can just hold the ball for the next half hour.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, fine, we did a shot clock, but without that guy, they might have never figured it out. What I would really like is to see what practice was like. Do you think that coach was actually instilling any skills or strategies in his players and teams, or was he just thinking about how to game the system? Were they like, Coach, I haven't learned how to shoot a slap shot yet, and he's like,
okay, but if we had someone hanging upside down, then he's technically not on the ice, but he can still...
and they're like, Coach, please.
He was actually great at both of those things. Not only
He's
was
also a good coach?
He was also a very good coach. He was the first coach who was like, hey, we should like practice in the off season. Hockey teams were not practicing during the off season. They would just hang out and drink beer. And he was like, this is all extra time we could use to work on our game. He's known for really these 3 rules. The third one is you can, of course, pull your goalie to add an extra skater onto the ice. He would tell his goalie, hey,
when you come off the ice, leave your stick across the goal on the ice. Just like lay it down and block the goal.
And again, no rule that says you can't. Because of that, they added to Section 9, Rule 67.5, awarded goal. When a goalkeeper is pulled for an extra attacker, he can't leave his stick, equipment, pile of snow, or other obstacles in front of the net, or a goal will be awarded if a puck going towards the net is affected by it. And I wonder if they had to put in the whole list at once, or if they had to keep adding these things every time Raj would get out there with his little tricks and tips.
Right, like you can't put your stick down. And he's like, well, you didn't say anything about a snowman. Okay, and no snowman.
Fine, no snowman, fine, yeah. It's almost kind of funny if you read the rule and then you add his name at the end of it.
Roger.
When a goalkeeper is pulled for an extra attacker, he may not leave his stick, equipment, pile of snow, or other obstacles in front of the net. Roger.
Have they named like a trophy after him?
He's in the NHL Hall of Fame in the builder category for like innovation to the game.
It's cool because he's more of builder. I get what that means. He's almost like an auditor. Like someone else built the thing and then he came over and kicked down a wall and was like,
Right.
this isn't gonna work.
He's like a hacker
Yeah.
that like companies hire
Yeah.
to find vulnerabilities.
It's a catch me if you can thing where they're like, he was the con artist that they were like, come in and just fix our league instead of exploiting all the rules.
Yeah, he strikes me as a very Leonardo DiCaprio type in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say that also.
Yeah, I'm glad we agreed.
Before we even started talking.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Weird Rules. Roger Nielson really was one of the greatest hockey coaches who ever lived, so this episode was a lot of fun to research and do for you. If you liked it, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and if you have an idea for a Weird Rules story, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and maybe we'll do it in the future.